I am doing excellent. You tell me, what about you? So nice to meet
I'm
you.
doing. Oh, thank you so much. Same here. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for this.
Amazing. Great to know that.
Mhm.
All right. So, yes, Gayatri, tell me, you wanted to connect with me. I'm very happy that you took time out and you wanted to connect with me. And I'm glad that today we are here, hoping to have a great
Mhm.
conversation.
For sure. Yeah. Actually, I've recently started my YouTube channel and I
Mhm.
have been connecting to people so that I can also help individuals if they want to improve their spoken English communication. So, yeah.
I'm really glad and happy that you have been following and also somewhere you have liked the content, and that's why you reached out and wanted to connect with me. So that makes me really happy. And for all of your audience and for everyone who is watching me for the first time, well, you all know my name. It's Moupriya. I was born and raised in Kolkata, but I have been staying in Pune for the last 11 years now. So it's been a long time. And by profession, I am a communication coach and a soft skills trainer. I am also a TEFL certified spoken English trainer and a certified life coach. I have over 11 years of experience of working in the corporates, and it's been about 12 years that I have been training and coaching people overall. Um, the training part or the coaching part is something that I was always interested in. And from a very early stage of my career, I understood that, communication is key and it is one of the most important as well as the most neglected skill that's there in our society. So this is something that always fascinated me and I wanted to do something in that space. So throughout my career, I looked for opportunities, I looked for ways to upskill myself and to train myself in a way that I can help other individuals with their communication skills, their personality development, and ways in which they can make a better quality of life, not only for their professional growth, but also for their personal life, their personal relationships. And that's how things have rolled out. And for the last 1.5 years, I'm working as an independent coach. I'm also trying to build my channel, Speak Up with Moupriya. And it has been a beautiful journey. So, very happy and feel very blessed about the fact that all of you have been showering in so much of love and support, and that's what keeps me motivated and keeps me going to bring in more information for all of you guys, more content for all of you guys. And when I'm not taking classes, when I am not making content, when I'm not editing, because I do everything on my own, whenever I find time, I love traveling, I love cooking, and I spend a lot of time with my friends, my family. I have 3 cats, so I love bonding with them and spending time with them. So that's a little bit about me.
That's very amazing. I know about your cats because I watched your
Mhm.
vlog. I
Uh-huh.
think to Mahabaleshwar, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Yeah. So I watched them and I was like, oh, that's so sweet of you adapting and adopting those cats. I think those are
Yes,
street cats, right? Like those are
very
not the
sweet.
pet animal. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very sweet.
That's really amazing. So, let me tell you a little bit about me. I
Sure,
don't think so that
yes.
you have come across, but okay. So, my name is Gayatri. I'm from west part of UP. I have been an English language trainer for 3.5 years. And if
Awesome.
I talk about my overall journey in the language, it's been over 5 years that I started
Mhm.
my journey of learning the language, which is like spoken English in 2020 lockdown. When lockdown happened,
Mm.
I thought that what should I be doing now, right? So I decided to work and polish the language. And in 2022, with an amazing brand, I started my journey as an official English language trainer after getting a training for 45 days or something. And since then, I have worked with national, international, both the brands to assist people for the language, for competitive exams, for technical language and grammar part. So yeah, that's all about me. And recently, I think in March, yeah, March 2025, I started my YouTube channel where
Mhm.
I connect to people and I help them out. So that's all about me.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a great journey. And I think you have rightly mentioned everything that is required, working on your own language, then undergoing the training, then trying to
Mhm.
help people out. I think you are following the right, track, and you are doing wonderful. I haven't been able to follow a lot of videos that you have made. However, I overall looked at a little bit of your channel, and I think you are doing a fantastic job. And being a new channel, I would only tell you that I really really wish you all the very best, and I also hope that you be consistent. And because that is one of the toughest part that I have felt over the last 1 year of content
Mhm.
creation, that being consistent and being regular and keeping yourself motivated is very important in this journey. So I wish you all the luck with that.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wishes. And yeah, I'm waiting, and I'm also it's been only 3 months in the journey,
Right.
but I do feel demotivated and I feel like giving up. But okay, for
Mm.
the conversation, that is not my topic today. My topic is like, see, I have watched so many videos of yours, like with Sunita ji and then Neha ma'am and then even Rajni at times. So I know that you are there on internet and you have been guiding people for the language, but I have rarely seen you talking about life, right, where you have mentioned multiple times that you are a life coach. So my topic is this for you today for
Ah,
my channel,
awesome.
where I want to talk about this, right? So okay, I am in my mid 20s, I would say early 20s,
Hmm.
and I feel that there are few areas of my life where I struggle, and everyone does that, no
Of
doubts in that, right?
course, yeah.
So how a person should start, upgrading him or herself when it comes to talk about improving the standards of living and having a
Mhm.
good productive life. So that's how we can start.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a wonderful, wonderful topic. And it's a very valid question, to be very honest. Now, the first thing I want to say here, life coaches or life coaching in general is not about answering questions. Okay. Because no one can dictate or predict or advise your life for you. Okay. So, anyone who is telling you, oh, you should do this, you should do that, that's not coaching. Life coaching is where you help somebody introspect on themselves in a way that they start asking the right questions, and in the process they find the right answers, right? So at the end of the day, your answers has to come from you, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, whenever you are talking about improving your quality of life, the first thing anyone needs to understand is what is life for them, right? A lot of people spend their entire lives thinking that life is all about the terms that society has set for them. Get a job by 20, get married by 25, have kids by 26, have a home by 35, have a car by 30, right? So it's very important for each one of us from our growing years to start realizing what is life for us and what is it that we want to do in our life. Do we want to be guided by societal norms, or do we want to make a space for ourselves, and do we want to create a life that we want? Okay, that's the first thing. The next thing, whenever you think of life, and I'm telling this to you from my personal experience, we believe the moment we get a job, our life is stuck there. Our entire energy needs to go into that job, or whatever way we have to earn money or earn our living, and rest everything takes a backseat. So we will see a lot of people ignoring their families, ignoring their kids. They miss out their kids growing up, they miss out their anniversaries, they miss out going on dates with their spouse, and it's very common everywhere. And then when they retire, they're suddenly like, oh, I'm so detached from everybody. It's a very common norm. right? So understanding the fact that it's not just about earning money. Earning money is just a way to sustain your living. But there are other things that you need to indulge in, which is going to take care of your emotional needs, not just your daily needs, but your emotional needs. Now, when it comes to emotional needs, we need to understand it's our relationships, it's our friendships, and also our connection with our own self. Are we building that connection? Are we upskilling ourselves? Or are we stuck at where we left our studies and then we are just working? So there are a lot of times, and this is very common for everybody. Okay. So when somebody comes to me with the hope of learning the English language, they also have to understand the fact that English language is not just about the words. You cannot become fluent with just a language. So you need to understand the fact that for you to be fluent, you need to have enough thoughts. And thoughts will only come to you when you introspect, when you look around, when you experience the world, right? So there will be a lot of times when I ask people, tell me three things about yourself that you really love, and tell me three things about yourself that you want to improve. And most of the times people are, oh, I have never thought about it. It's very difficult for me to say that, right? So building that connection with yourself and with the world is number two. You need to do that, right? Only then your quality of life is going to improve. Now, when it comes to our professional life, we need to understand our professional life is a direct reflection of our personal life. For example, someday you have had a fight with your spouse or your sibling, or there is some issue at your home with your parents. Somebody is not well. What does it do to your mind? Your mind is off the entire day. You don't feel like doing anything. So, if your personal life is troubled, your professional life is also going to be disrupted, right? So, understanding that fact that my professional growth is directly proportional to my personal life, and then trying to bring all of it together and maintaining a balance, that creates good quality of life. And then the last thing, which is when I say building a relationship with your own self, it involves not only your mental or your emotional stability, it also means your physical fitness. So if you are not physically fit, someday when you have a backache or you have stomach ache or you have a headache, you have fever, again, you can't function, neither at your workplace nor at your home. So, taking care of your physical health is again another very important aspect. So, when you do all these things together, that is when your quality of life elevates.
Thank you so much. That's very detailed and amazing answer you have given. I
You're
mean,
most welcome.
see, I have seen so many people on YouTube, then they do say that they are life coach and something like that. But there is something which I always think of when I see them or when I just watch their videos, because I'm very I consume a lot. I consume a lot of podcasts and different things,
Right?
and there I
Yeah.
feel that okay, what could be the right definition of a life coach, right? Is it all about just teaching and giving theoretical knowledge to people, or what? What is this? Like, at times, because this is at times like when there are some modern buzzwords, like then every next person is the life coach. Like this
Yeah.
is how I feel when I consume. I feel, oh, this person is also, this person is also like that. I feel that it should be more about experienced base things. Like it should not be that okay, you have just done a certificate course and just you are entering in the world of coaching people. That's all right, but then it depends the number of people you have connected to, and then you have helped
Correct.
them improve their life quality, right? So
Yes, of
that is
course.
something I go for. Nice.
Yes.
One more thing is there when it comes to improve the life quality, and one point you mentioned about emotional connections and relationships and friendships and all. So there is one more thing which is quite popular. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think so it is popular because this has been in the past era, but these days people just go for it, which is healing, so
Mm-hmm.
what is your thought, and how healing helps individuals to improve their life quality, and have you ever come across these terms?
Of course, I have come across these terms. I don't I don't coach people on healing because that's a different ball game altogether. There are
Mhm.
different techniques, NLP and all of that, which is a part of life coaching, but I haven't specialized in that and it requires specialization. But what I have understood personally in terms of healing is that for me, healing is more a point of acceptance, because
Mhm.
most of the times what happens is things happen in our life, incidents happen in our life, and sometimes we brush it off, sometimes we explode, sometimes we react in a very unexpected way.
Mhm.
However, we forget about it with things that happen and we move on. But with that moving on, what happens is in future, whenever a similar something happens, it creates a spark in us, and then that disrupts our entire peace at that point, right? So for me personally, when I talk about healing, there has been a lot of things that I have experienced in life which has made somewhere, a hurtful or a sad impact on my mind or an angry impact on my mind. Now, how I realize that healing is important is if I don't accept that, okay, things happen
Mhm.
and people do things that they do or situations arise how they arise. But if I keep holding on to them, then what I am doing is I am based on a past incident, I am ruining my future interactions or my future possibilities of peace. And that's how I have taught myself that healing is important. So when I realized this, in general, what we do or what we try is we avoid confrontations, we avoid talking things out with people. But when I realized this, that this is, some way impacting me and this is somewhere not right for my mental health going forward, then I tried taking the help of communication skills, and I tried talking things out with people. So if today I don't like something that you have done and I'm upset about it, I will not keep quiet. I will not stay calm and I will let it go. And I will not shout at you as well, right? I will sit down with you and I will tell you that, Gayatri, listen, I know you might have done this because you had a certain thought process in your mind, or maybe because you didn't realize. But to be honest, this has hurt me. And this is how it has hurt me. So I wanted to clear this out because if I don't talk about it, it's going to create misunderstanding between us. And I would want to understand your perspective. Why did you do this? When I do that, it opens that door for me to clarify the issue with you. And it also gives you a chance to understand that, okay, if Moupriya is reacting a certain way, why is she reacting that way? And to be very honest, I have applied it in my personal relationships, and my relationships have been so good and so solid since then, just because of this open communication. And when I think about things which are unresolved in my life, I have had those conversations with myself. And I have made myself understand that whatever has happened in the past, whatever has hurt me in the past, there is no way I can go back and change it. There is no way I can dominate how somebody reacts. The only thing I can do is I can have control on my reactions and my emotions and my actions. So that's a better way to go about in life than to lose my sleep on something that I can't control. So that's my take on healing, and that's how I have, implemented healing in my own life.
Hmm. So crux of it would be accepting, and acceptance is something which is really important, that you have to accept that okay, something is happening or something has happened, and if things are not in my control, so I have to work on what I can do, right?
I can.
So I have to,
Yes.
I have to see that what I can control, which is a biggest problem for me. I think I generally hold energies of domination. Like,
Hmm.
I really don't know, but I have a little bit bossy energy, which energy, this particular energy always wants to control people, surroundings, situations, and if it doesn't work in my favor, then I get upset and I feel bad about it,
Hmm.
and I
Hmm.
give up. I give up on friendships, I give up on connections, I give up on a lot of things. So that is something which I
Right.
am learning these days, and I'm
Hmm.
processing. And I have recently started, see, when I am, you are there on internet, I'm there on internet, and we have a platform where we put ourselves out, but in some certain specific way. That's it.
Hmm.
See, I am an English coach, and that's what it is. So people have very limited, plus that's the only area they have expectations from you. They don't have any other sides, and they cannot imagine,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me recently, especially when I'm on YouTube, and I am in an era, or maybe a kind of period where I'm trying to find my own feet, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking, I'm trying to find my ground where I can stand tall and I can find that stability, because I am still in a process to find it in many ways, whether it's my relationships, my connections, my family, and multiple things are there.
Hmm.
So I have decided that okay, I will talk to individuals who have practically worked in their lives, on their lives, like
Hmm.
practically worked, not professionally, but on their lives, like how they have processed things, and is there any way, specific way they deal,
Right.
because when you are on internet, your mind gets confused, because every second
Correct.
person is talking about healing and telling do this, do that, right?
Yeah.
So nice. So acceptance is something, I know acceptance is really important, but still emotionally I'm not able to accept things.
Hmm.
I'm still
Correct.
fighting against. I'm still saying why it is happening to me, like that.
It takes time, to be very honest, Gayatri. I'll tell you, I have been into that space that you are talking about, that wanting to control everything around you. And it took me also a lot of time to come out of it. Like, a lot of us want things to be planned, to be executed exactly the way that we want them to be. But then, what has helped me a lot in understanding this is, if I reverse the roles, right? If I am constantly around someone who is bossing me around, then I would not like it. And that was an eye opener for me, that everybody around me, even my spouse, he is an individual. I cannot expect him, or my family members or my friends, to do things that I want to do, or to do things that I want them to do, or to react the way that I feel they should. Because they are also individuals, and I need to give them that space to be the person that they are. Right. When I realized this, it really helped me. And sometimes, even now, in my mind, I have it that, oh, you can do it so easily this way. Why are you not doing? But then I hold myself back. I'm like, that's their life. I cannot. When asked for suggestion, or me, if I'm someone's well wisher, it's my responsibility to suggest something to them. Whether they want to take it or not, it is entirely up to them, because I do the same thing. When I have a problem or I'm discussing with something, I will listen to advice from everybody around me. But at the end of the day, I'll do what I want to do or what I feel is the best solution. So if I behave that way or if I react that way to my problems or my situations, I also have to give or allow that space to the people around me, right? And one thing that I have learned in my time, because I am from the service industry and I have very closely worked with people not only from India but also from different countries and different cultures, that has helped me understand the fact that everything that you want to do in life or that you want to achieve in life can be done and can be achieved if people have the right perception of you. So making that impact on people is very important. It can be your closest person or it can be somebody completely unknown on the internet. Now, when you always want to make the right impact on people, you cannot be acting. You have to become that person who creates that right impact on people, right? Because how long are you going to act? There are some times when we see that arranged marriage is happening and then the boy is acting a certain way and the girl is acting a certain way, but that cannot happen for a lifetime. You have to be that person, you have to believe in that person, and then that reflects on people, right? So that's how I have worked on myself. I wasn't like this even like 7 years ago. I would be impatient. I would be, less understanding of people. But I realized this through my life that, understanding people and giving them their space is very important. When I say space, space to think, they also need to come out of their personality. They need to show what is their personality. I cannot be controlling anything around me. Nothing apart from this entire body and this mind is in my control. So when I realized it, it immensely helped me.
That's very nice. I think this could be very long discussion if we sit and talk like this,
Yeah.
because I have so many questions on my brain and I have still not embarked on the journey, because there are some certain things I'm taking care these days in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
but one thing which I struggle, and I can openly accept it, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like maybe language was the thing which I did not
Mm-hmm.
struggle, because I was very much a social media person in my very early 20s, like especially my 19, 18, 19, 20, 21. I like
Mm-hmm.
almost 4 years I have spent on social media, and I have
Ah.
wasted my time, and I'm proud of it, I can say that. Because
Mm-hmm.
through these 4 years I have been able to pull out such beautiful connections,
Right.
which are, who are ready to help me in any way or in any situation. So I love this particular thing.
That's
But like I
amazing.
also know that I know that I have wasted my 4 years, like especially my graduation period, and I love that anyway.
Mm.
So that was the time that I did not face any challenges to be consistent, especially with my language practice.
Right.
But I do face challenges, improving some different areas of my life, that I am
Mm.
not the one who can stay consistent. Small things disturb me, they disrupt my way of working. I think when it comes to take my paid classes, when I take one-on-one sessions or maybe my group sessions, there is a compulsion that I have, that no matter what I have to do it. But when
Correct.
it comes to have my YouTube videos, I feel very demotivated. I'm like, it's okay, let's
Mm.
not, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it after few days. So I'm not
Yeah.
able to consistent, right? Second,
Correct.
yeah, as a person, as an English language trainer, there are different areas of my life I want to work on them, my emotional
Mm.
areas, my mental health, and many things are there, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
able to consistent. So I have decided that the day I start the exact journey, I'll document it on internet, and I'll just go and
Mm.
announce people that, see, I'm working on this, and I
Uh-huh.
will do post it no matter
Right.
what happens, but I will do that. So but how
Mm.
to be, consistent with the things, like, is there any method you try to be consistent with things, and how do you keep up with that demotivation, that let's just give up on everything and find out a, normal solution of doing job and getting monthly salary and having a very fixed limited life? So how does it happen, and how do you deal with that?
Okay, this is one of the most practical problems that you have spoken of. And none of us, even the influencers who are talking about being consistent all the time, everybody suffers from this from time to time. Okay. Now, for me, uh, going back to job is not an option, because when I left my job, I was very clear in my head that I am not going back to work for somebody else again. But when I left my job, it was a huge blow for me, because suddenly I was not getting that fat paycheck at the end of the month. And for the first 3 months, trust me, I was lost completely. I would, like, my husband will go off to work. I would tell him, today I'm going to shoot so many videos, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. The entire time I would lie down on the bed, scroll through the phone, and I would be like, so lost. And in my mind, I could feel I'm getting depressed, because I'm not seeing the money coming in, and I have no energy. I have no clue what to do. That required a lot of self talk and rewiring in my own brain. And then one fine day, I decided, that's it. You know, you cannot keep wasting your time like this. So I gave myself a goal: consistency for the next 1 month, and let's see what happens. Okay. In that 1 month, my channel got monetized in 1 month. Okay. When that happened, that was the biggest eye opener for me personally on my this journey of self employment, that if
Mhm.
you are not consistent, things are going to go haywire. You have to be consistent with what you do. So now, there are times I just had a fracture. Even now, I'm going through a medical emergency in my family. But what I have to do, the biggest thing that you can do, is keep reminding yourself. Nobody will come and hold your hand and remind you. You have to be the one who is pushing yourself constantly, and who is telling yourself constantly that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That's the law, right? You put in effort, you get the rewards. You don't put in effort, that action, you see, the rewards are gone. So being consistent now has become like that for me. I keep telling myself, if you don't do, nobody is losing out on anything. You are losing out. So you better decide what is it that you want to do. So that's how I keep myself consistent and motivated nowadays.
Oh, nice. I mean, yeah, that's for sure. I think being when it comes to practicality, we have to measure all the aspects and support system people have, like when,
Right.
especially when they decide to give up on their jobs. So, like, so I mean, for example, when I talk about you, when you gave up on your job, as an I got to know that you were associated with few brands in past before you gave up on them
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
started your self employment journey. Yeah, but then it's really important to have a backup plan for
of course.
6 months or a year, right? And then
Hmm, of
deciding that
course.
now I have that much money, that okay, I can
Hmm,
survive for next 6 months without hindering my expenditures which I have.
of
Like
course.
if I
Yeah,
am the one who is a responsible person for the family, but if I am the one who can be backed up by my brothers or my husband or maybe my family members, then oh, I'm really okay to give up and I'll start something of, having an independent creator or maybe an independent employee or whatever we
of
can go for.
course.
So nice.
Yes. Hmm.
Mhm. That's what I can say. So that's a nice encouragement. But I am
Mhm.
still in the process and the kind of dilemma that should I choose this path of, having my
That's
own
what,
journey and
yeah.
yeah.
Thinking, that is very important, because for me it was a lot of thinking. Even after I had worked for like 11 years, I had that experience, I had my own backup, and that's when I
Mhm.
could take decision. But then I also had to think twice that, okay, from next month you're not getting that paycheck that you were getting till now, right?
Yeah.
So when I left my job, I think I had made a video on that also, that I left my 10 lpa job just to, become a housewife, is what people were thinking at that time, because I left my job just before my wedding, because I wanted to enjoy the wedding time. But yeah, I mean, you have to think of everything, because I know what responsibility is like, because I have taken care of my family for almost 10 years. And of course, you have to be very vigilant of the decisions that you take, because based on your decisions, your life will carve out.
I mean, that's nice. Because when you are saying that, I know what responsibilities look like. I am very initial stage, but like I am also someone who has to, my decisions can impact whole family. That's what I can
Correct?
say. Like if I
Yeah,
decide to
yeah.
do something, right? So that's
Hmm.
how it is. But nice to, ma'am. I'm really glad that I had words with you today, because that is something which is, I would not say that that can completely pivot the way I think, but it can shift a little bit, right? It can give me a shift. It can give me energy shift, that okay, this is what I can think of. So thank you so much for having
I'm
words with
glad.
me, because we have only 2 minutes, right? And
Yes,
I really
yes.
loved this side of Mopriya ma'am, because I have always watched your conversation all about, oh, you can do that to improve your communication and conversation English and all. But this side of Mopriya ma'am, I think I have been able to pull out, but I'm
How
really good.
sweet.
I'm really good. So
How sweet,
thank
Gayatri.
you
I
so much.
loved having this conversation with you. I always love talking about life, because I think more people should be aware of living their lives and not just passing their life. And I'm happy that you spoke about this today, and I could share a few things that I do personally. If even if it helps you shift a little bit, I am happy with that. Okay. So I wish you all the very best. We can definitely connect again in future, and we can talk about something more interesting. And I wish you all the best for everything that you wish to do in life.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And everyone, I please check out ma'am's channel. I know you have checked out, but still please go and watch her videos. And if you want to connect to me or ma'am, please follow us on our social media platforms. You can
Yeah.
connect me via email for anything. Yeah, all the very best, and thank you so much, ma'am.
All
Thank you
right.
so
Thank
much.
you so much, Gayatri. Bye. Good day.
Bye.